Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 1 Episode 2, entitled The Merge Part 2. If you guys have not seen my review for The Merge Part 1, would totally recommend checking it out, especially if you want to get an idea as to how these Dragons Rising reviews will work on this channel. But essentially, this video will contain spoilers for the episode at hand. I will be talking about spoilers regarding Ninjago Dragons Rising Episode 2, and obviously we're going to be discussing my thoughts on this episode. We're going to start with the good, then we'll talk about the bad, and then finally towards the end of the video I will give this episode a score out of 10, again just based on my own opinion and my own thoughts. So the Merge Part 2 pretty much picks up exactly where Part 1 left off, with Lloyd rescuing Eren and Sora, and they dive into the action right away. The train sequence towards the beginning of this episode is quite a lot of fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and Lloyd has a great relationship with Eren and Sora already, and in a way Lloyd is kind of like our audience surrogate. And it makes sense, right? He is a familiar face in this situation, and we as an audience know him the best, so it's obvious that we're going to connect with him and share his feelings and his thoughts. We also see more with Eren and Sora, especially Sora, and especially regarding her elemental power. Her connection to Baby Ryu is also explored, and let me just say, Baby Ryu, Baby Dragon Boy, what a great character. I loved watching him get involved with the action. He is so cool. We saw a lot of that during episode 1, but this episode explores it even more. Really hope we see him later on in the season. Now, one of the biggest sequences in this episode for me was the flashback featuring Kai and Lloyd. Lloyd explains to Eren and Sora that he already has interacted with Kai, which came as kind of a shock to me. Definitely was not expecting that. But more or less, Lloyd gives us an insane exposition dump that goes on for quite a long time, and there are some cute moments here. There's a moment where Kai and Lloyd hug. I liked that quite a bit. It's always nice seeing the brothers reunite, you know, can't deny that. But they explain that Kai and Lloyd have been using their powers to help with merge quakes, and Kai's also been exploring new realms that have merged with Ninjago, and right now they are currently split up. So they establish some important context, they show us another familiar face, but I'm not sure if this was handled in the best way. Again, more on that later though. We also get some more dragons in this episode. One of them does speak somewhat. That kind of caught me off guard, not gonna lie, but I love the inclusion of the teamwork between the ninja and the dragons, not only with Sora and Ryu, but also with the big showdown towards the end with Imperium. Lloyd borrows some dragon power and just goes nuts on Imperium. That was pretty fun to see. And speaking of which, the action is pretty sweet as well, and like I said, Lloyd does have some awesome moments here. Maybe it's because we as an audience know him. He's a veteran compared to Eren and Sora. He's the adult in this situation, as weird as that may sound, so it makes sense that he would have the most epic moments as opposed to Eren or Sora, even though they did contribute a lot in this episode, that's for sure. And I enjoyed the ending of this episode. We ended on a very interesting cliffhanger. Can't wait to see where that goes as the season continues. Now, regarding the negative aspects of this episode, there are definitely some interesting decisions being made here, and I'm not sure if I enjoy them, to be honest. The entire flow of this episode was pretty much disrupted by the flashbacks, and I'm not sure why they didn't just tell the story chronologically. Like I said in my episode 1 review, it kind of feels like Ninjago is rushing to establish its new identity with this new season, instead of trying to tell the story in a linear sense. And let me establish something. Just because the story is told out of order, it doesn't mean that it's bad or wrong for doing so. I just found it to be a little bit strange and somewhat irritating. Remember, the merge is kind of a big change for Ninjago, and having it be explained to us through a series of flashbacks was definitely not what I expected. I didn't find this problem to be as drastic in the first episode, but for some reason episode 2 just goes at this 10 times harder, and it feels kind of suffocating at times. But I did enjoy what the flashback showed us. Like I said, the stuff with Kai and Lloyd is super awesome to see. I just think that if the season, and especially this episode, was structured a little bit differently, it would have maintained a better viewing experience, but again, that's just me. Also, not sure if anybody else has this problem, but I don't really find Raptin to be all that funny. Again, kind of a minor nitpick, but figured I'd mention it. Overall, I'm going to give The Merge Part 2 an 8 out of 10. The episode made some strange choices, but overall, it was good. I liked watching this episode. It feels like Ninjago Dragons Rising is continuing strong. Here's hoping it keeps this momentum for the remainder of the season. And with that being said, guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Leave a comment down below discussing what you think about The Merge Part 2, and of course, hopefully you enjoyed my review. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.